I'm live. Day 4. Uh, I notice some people are really doing this, and I'm not the only one that's going to try and go every single day. I want this to become like the blog that I have on, on on Facebook, and at some point I'm going to have to. I make everything a system, guys. Everything I do is just very repetitive, and that's one of the things I want to talk about this morning. Is that business is different for everybody. When I started this, there was 2 things I wanted. One, I didn't want to work, and I wanted to not be hungry. That was the 2 reasons I started this company. I didn't want to work. I really didn't want to go to work for somebody. I didn't want to be required to be there at 8, work till 4. Part of the reason is when I started this company was my dad at the time, my stepfather. I call him my dad, so it's a little rough sometimes for people to understand, but he was more of a father to me in the end than my real father was. So he had Alzheimer's. So I was asked to help out with taking care of him so that he didn't hurt himself or get lost, or things happen with Alzheimer's. So I really couldn't have a 9 to 5 job. And that's how I got into this, was I had to have an alternative to the traditional income. Now, if it turned out that it was making me an income working 9 to 5, I probably would have continued with it. And where I'm headed with this is you have to have your own dreams. You can't chase mine. If my dream is to be the next Ford. It really is. That's where everything I do, I look at Ford, I look at Starbucks, I look at Harley Davidson, I look at how these companies were built, how they started as one man operations. I guess I'm not being politically correct. One human being with non-gender influence, individual. Started these companies. They were mostly white males. Call it privilege, but at the time, that's how the world worked. We live in a world that never stops changing, and we have to change with the world and the times. So one person started these companies. They outgrew the one person. It was no longer about being self-employed or having a job to produce enough income to feed your family. It had become about a company with its own perspective of the world and what's going on. If you just want to buy and sell stuff on eBay, there is nothing wrong with that. Know that you need to save, because at some point in time, and I've been doing this 13 years now, guys, at some point in time, you're not going to be able to maintain enough for an income as one person. As you get older, you slow down. Now, if you're smart as you work through life, like I did, you have your bad years where you don't spend so well as you should. At one point, I had 3 Infinities in the driveway, so I created my own issues financially, so I don't blame anybody else. But if you learn to work your way through as you age, you also have less responsibility financially. Uh, your house eventually is paid off. You know, your car doesn't get as many miles on it, so you don't have to drive a new car every 2 years. These are the types of things that if you decide you want to be a one man operation, which is fine, you can sustain a nice income as a one man operation in this type of industry. Um, then that's okay. Chase your dream, not mine. Don't worry about what the Joneses are doing. Do what makes you happy and content. For a long time, I chased everybody else's dream. Um, I had a company that sold on eBay. I was quite happy with the volume I was doing. And I met four young kids called the Young Guns. This is going back 8 years now, I think. I think it was 2012 I met these kids. They're not kids anymore. They got kids of their own. They got kids that are teenagers now. They challenged me to do more because I have the ability to do more. Not that I needed to do more, but I have the ability to do more. They challenged me. They really did challenge me, and I really do appreciate that. But I chased everybody else's dream. First, it was, I want to do $50,000 a month in sales. I need to do $100,000 a month in sales, $1 million a year. These were all numbers that other people put out there that I seen as success. Chasing others people's numbers that they measured as success, not my own, guys. Now I find myself in the same boat. Whose dream am I chasing? Well, unfortunately for me, I got to put together, I have employees, I have things, and this is where I want my business to be, but it's a little bigger than I've ever planned it to be. I ran the numbers today. If you're a Facebook follower of mine and read my blog over there, 8,290. It's $8,220 a day in sales equates to about $3 million a year in gross sales. That was my original goal, was to maintain the company about $3 million. Right now, the first 14 days into the month, I'm over $8,500 a day in sales. Over the last 7 days, I'm over $9,000 a day in sales. That creates some issues and problems. It does. It's a little more growth than I wanted, but it's also a natural growth for the company. It's an organic growth, not a product growth. And there's a difference between the two. Product growth is where you go out and buy more products at Goodwill and list more products on eBay and your sales go up. That's product growth. Organic growth is when you refine what you're doing and it increases your sales. It's a natural growth. It's an internal growth. That's where my company's at. I'm refining a lot of my processes, and it's causing the company to grow. So where's that leave you? Can you reach $3 million if you put your head down, go to work, and decide that's what your goal is? Your goal, not mine. But if that's your goal, and you give it 100%, you can reach greater heights. If your goal is just to maintain your income stream by buying and selling from Goodwill or yard sales or RA or OA or wholesale or whatever it is you do, that's fine. If you want to learn how to grow a little bit, then you need to, take on some more avenues, some learning, some trial and error, some some things like I'm doing. I want to make my company a little more streamlined. I want my income to be a little more stable. I have a very stable income with my company. I sell very stable products, shelf stable products. I know that long term, my sales are going to be approximately this every day. I'm a little surprised at my numbers. I want you to know that. It's a massive growth over where I was in January of last year before the pandemic hit. I am blown away by how much growth there is this year over January of last year. So all my numbers and all, I'm going, wow, man, I'm not even close to where reality is. If you want to grow a little bit, maybe you have to take on a second niche. If you're like me and you do wholesale, maybe you look at private labeling. That's where I'm at. I'm looking at building a brand. I see Amazon pushing more towards brands. There are companies out there that are sucking up brands. They look for a brand that's built on Amazon. They feel that they can increase the sales of it, and they buy up that brand. That's one of the things I'm looking at. Instead of flipping real estate, I'm actually looking at flipping brands on Amazon right now. That's why I bought two. That's why I established two LLCs. I will be opening up more Seller Central accounts under those LLCs, which are private entities, and it is legal to have separate Seller Central accounts for them. I am going the legal route to do all that. But these trademarks were not easy for me. I don't know where to start. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to open an LLC. I really don't. So I can I can do two things. I can pay somebody. There are services out there, LegalZoom, and type in LLC in your state in Google and watch what pops up. The first 6 things are ads for people that will help you get an LLC in your state for a fee. I can tell you one thing: if the fee's like $49, look for the state link. Arizona's az.gov or whatever it is. Look for the state link, because if they're charging you $39, it's a real simple form for you to fill out to open an LLC. That doesn't mean it's legal for all the banking and EIN numbers you got to get that my accountant helped me with. And I guess what I want to say is that you have to know what you're doing. But if you don't know what you're doing, it's okay to kind of play over here a little bit and see if you can figure it out yourself. That's what I did with the LLC. I figured it out. It wasn't easy to get through it all. Now I'm working on a trademark. I can tell you one thing: a trademark takes a long time, about a year, from when you file to when you get the trademark. So for me, I'm starting a new brand that needs a trademark. I have to apply for my trademark, and then I basically take everything and let it sit for a year until I have the trademark. Once I have the trademark, then I want to build the brand up, and hopefully somebody comes along and says, hey, that's a great brand. Love the name, love the product, love how you did everything. This is what we're going to give you for it. If not, I still can run it. Most of the stuff I do is very small, very light, and I work directly with the factories that are making this stuff for me. So they will produce it the way I want. They'll package it in any way I want. I work with print companies here in the United States to get my packaging printed. I work with those kind of things. These are things that I had to learn. My original goal was to never work. I wanted to own something that brought money in. I didn't care if it was real estate, stocks, bonds. I don't care. What I wanted in my greed at the time was income that I didn't earn. I didn't physically go out and dig a ditch to earn. 13 years later, I could tell you, I earned every freaking dime I got coming in, guys. Through blood, sweat, and tears, I sacrificed family. I sacrificed myself. I sacrificed freedom. I sacrificed, I delayed all my gratifications. Everything I did was about building this company the way it is. Uh, Arthur Leslie says you can actually set up an LLC in Delaware completely online, along with a registered agent that there, which charges around $100 a year. Yeah, I seen that, and guys, I'm spread out as it is. My tax bill, not my tax bill. We won't even discuss what I pay in taxes. My accounting fees to file my tax returns at the end of the year run me close to 10 grand. I have to file in numerous states. Right now, I have to file in California, New York, New Jersey, Florida, Arizona, and this is on a company level. On a personal level, I have to file in 3 states, I think, because I have residency in 3 states. I have addresses in 3 states. This is where it takes time. You have to make a decision. I'm reading a book called Traction. It's about the Entrepreneurial Operating System, EOS. It stands for Entrepreneurial Operating System. The first question was, what is your core values in the company? Well, that's easy for me. Honesty, hard work, and customer service. I want the customers. I want the customers happy. I'm like Jeff Bezos. I'm 100% make the customer happy at all costs. Hard work. You have to put in the hard work. If you work for me, you're expected to work hard. You're expected to break a sweat. You're expected to put in the extra 20 minutes without pay because you get a week off for vacation. When I need you for an extra 20 minutes, I don't want to hear about overtime. You're on a salary. Most of my employees do not work anywhere near 40 hours a week. I have one that has to be on the premise 40 hours a week because of trucks may arrive for deliveries or pickups during that 40 hours of time I am open. These were my core values. That was an easy question for me to answer. There's 8 questions they want you to answer. The second question is, what is your company's mission statement? That was really hard for me. What is it that your company does that's so different than everybody else's that you're able to make a mission statement out of it? I had to really dig and start writing, and I stole an idea from one person and I expanded it. Then I posted it in my Facebook group and people added to it. And my company mission statement kind of developed. And it's basically, I find some of the best products in the niche to sell on Amazon while helping the brand protect themselves online. There are brands out there that I represent that have no interest in being involved in e-commerce. They have no desire at all to sell product to the end user. Their entire business model has been through distributorship and distributorship sales, and they continue to operate that way to this day. That is not something that is possible in this economy. They know it. They know that they need representation online. They know they need some kind of controls put in place to help control their brand from being destroyed online. They know all this. And I do the best I can, providing them the best information that I can. while developing a relationship with these people that own these companies, navigate their way through places like Amazon. And when sellers approach them with the bright idea that Amazon is the best place to be, which leaves eBay, Walmart.com, Etsy, and all these other places for us little sellers. Now, I go in and when I talk to a brand, I talk to them about, look, Amazon's great. 90% of your sales will be on Amazon. But if all your sales came from Amazon, your total sales would be reduced by 10%. I'm here to show you how to find that 10% because of sales on eBay, sales on Walmart.com, sales on Etsy, sales on whatever platform it may be. I approach things in a much different way. And I say, look, I bet you the last 10 guys that came in and sat down with you said, we can make your sales better on Amazon. And not one of them mentioned eBay. And that's where my door always opens. When I mention eBay to a brand, they get excited because I'm offering them a total e-commerce experience. I'm not focused on just selling their best sellers on Amazon. I have products that sell 3 times a year listed on Amazon and eBay because the manufacturer, that's their baby. I know one product in particular, they make very, very little money. If it was my company, I'd have cut it out a long time ago. But one of the grandchildren of the owner developed this idea, and it's kind of okay, we keep it around because of the grandchild factor, you know. It's like hanging that ugly picture on the refrigerator that your kid drew that doesn't look anything like you, and you tell everybody that's me. It's same thing. So guys, you have to decide what you want from your business. You can't listen to me talk about trademarks and patents and branding and lawyers and, you know, I'm looking at fees around $1,500 for my trademark. Through, if I get it through Amazon, I'll be able to use it a little sooner. So I'm going to pay the $1,500 and see where that goes. I have a phone call next Thursday about that. You can't grow your business based on my information, just like I can't grow my business based on your information. Now, I can take an idea that you suggest to me, for example, hey, did you know not my daughter jeans can be bought at Goodwill for $1 and they sell for good money, I hear, on eBay. That's taking an idea and trying to implement it. Now, if I have nothing to sell on, listen, the reason I bring up not my daughter jeans is because my wife found a pair yesterday at Goodwill for $1. And they fit. And she's just so excited because they were several sizes smaller than what she was wearing this time last year. My wife has done amazing. She's out there walking right now every day, 4 miles a day. I struggle to walk, just so you know. I have problems with my legs. I was disabled out of the military because of it, and it's starting to have its effect on me right now. I have a great, Scott says, I have a great trademark attorney who got me my word mark and image mark for $800. Yeah, Scott, there's places out there that'll help you. The reason mine is more is because if I used a vetted attorney service, so they actually know that they can get a little more money through Amazon. Amazon supposedly allows me to have my brand registry, which means I can list my product on Amazon within 60 days without having the physical trademark because the attorneys kind of sign off saying that this trademark will go through. So yes, I know there's places out there that you can pay less money, but you're probably going to agree with me that it probably took about 10 months to a year to get that trademark, even through a good attorney. That's the problem, is time when it comes to trademarks, guys. But these are things that I'm learning about. If you're not always learning, everybody asks me, how did you get to this level? I say it all the time. If you go back through the years, it's one word only. It is luck. It took me luck to get here. Luck is a 4-part thing: labor under correct knowledge. Labor tells me I have to work. Under means I need to be accountable to somebody. Correct means I have the right, not the wrong, but the right knowledge, information, data. You have to know. You have to know what you're doing. I asked the question, what makes a business successful? Why do most people fail on eBay? They stop trying. You know how many times I gave up on the flags? I am so thankful to my buddy James. When I gave up, I told him, I give up, James. I just freaking give up. This isn't working. I'm not making any money. And he said, but you promised me you would do it for 2 years. I'm like, you son of a bitch. And hang up on him. He called me back. I call him back. And he knew how I was. He knew I'd get very angry about it. He knew I'd get frustrated. He knew I'd quit 100 times. But he would push me just enough that I stuck it out. And guess what happened? In 2 years, all of a sudden, I really had an income. I stuck it out, and I really had an income. If I would have quit at 17 months, I'd have failed like many other people had. I pushed and I got through. It was not easy. Listen, Lori would ask me sometimes, can I get $1? Can we split $1 fry? I'm a little hungry. And $1 cheeseburger is not going to be enough for me to make it home to eat oodles and noodles soup. We struggled. Lori and I struggled, and she had a great income. It was not easy to build to this level. The other thing a lot of people don't realize, and I got 2 minutes till I'm out of here. One thing that a lot of people don't understand is, if you're growing your business, you cannot grow and take money out. It doesn't work. It does not work. You need money to grow. So if you're making an income right now and you're happy with it, to grow to double that, you no longer have that income, because you're going to have to take everything you're taking out of the business and put it back into the business to grow the business to another level. That's why when you hear about these people that double the size of their, I did 100,000, then I did 200,000. I could tell you, I did $500,000 in sales one year. I took zero. The next year I did $1 million, zero. $2 million, zero came out. Yeah, I took a little here and a little there, but I'm telling you, it was nowhere near what the money was in the business. Excuse me. Nowhere near the amount that was coming in from the business. It all got rolled back into the company. Now I'm at a point where I'm starting to take out, and the growth is much smaller because I'm taking out. The growth also has to come much more naturally. But guys, I've reached that witching hour. I'm really going to keep these to 30 minutes. I really want to make it so you know that it's 30 minutes long. God loves you. I'm trying. And after this, you really got to get off your ass and go to work. I mean, If you're not motivated right now, I'm sorry I tried. And oh yeah, by the way, don't forget my course is coming out. So leave me a